everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you the newest Flying V from Gibson. This is from their original collection, which just debuted a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't been following what's been going on with Gibson, so now they're grouping their guitars into one of three categories. We have the original collection, the modern collection, and the custom shop. Now for the purpose of this discussion, let's put the custom shop aside. The original collection is where you're going to find those guitars that have more of the traditional specs, and the modern is where you're going to find guitars with more modern specs. It's pretty straightforward, right? And a lot of this is really about their continued rebranding. But I really like what they're doing. I like the way they're organizing things now. It's a lot cleaner and easy to follow, and it'll be interesting to see where they go with it next. All right, now let's talk about this guitar. So first of all, as you would expect, we have a mahogany body, and the finish is the natural finish, which is the same natural finish we've already seen on the 2019 model. And the pictures don't really pick up the nitrocellulose gloss, which really is pretty lush looking. And speaking of pictures, I bought this guitar from Sweetwater. So first, shout out to Christian over there for helping me out once again. I'll put his information down below in case you want to get some great customer service. But one thing I really like about Sweetwater is on their website, when you're looking at the guitars, most of the time you're looking at the actual guitar you're going to get, and you can even compare it to up to 4 others if they have them in stock. So here's an example right now, and you can see that one of them is clearly darker than the others, and you can also see the differences in the grain. And if you're buying a guitar that's just a solid plain color, this kind of comparison is probably not helpful. But when you're looking at a natural finish, or maybe something with a flame or a quilt, or something where it's going to really differ by each guitar, it's really nice to have this feature, so I really appreciate that. And the natural finish was one of the things that really first attracted me to this guitar, or better, the 2019 is what it first attracted me to. I guess part of it is it kind of reminds me of like the original Vs from the late 50s. Those were, of course, Carina bodies, but other than the natural finish and the half pick guard, that's kind of where the similarities end. I'd say this guitar really has probably more in common with the late 60s, more modern V. All right, so for the pickups, once again, we have the burst buckers, burst bucker 3 at the bridge, burst bucker 2 at the neck. And within the context of the V here, it's a nice kind of punchy, upper mid-rangey punchy tone. Alright, so next for controls, we obviously have the usual volume, tone, and the pickup selector, the toggle switch. Now here's one of the differences. So now it's all hand wired. Earlier with the 2019, it was a printed circuit board. So that's one of the changes. Moving on to the neck, so we have a mahogany neck, it's a set neck, and a rosewood fingerboard, just like the 19. The 2018 had Granadillo, whatever. So that's one change from the prior year model. And then we've got 22 medium jumbo frets. That's one change because the 19 had low frets. So I like that. Now, here's one of my criticisms. There's another change to the frets that I'm not excited about. The 19 had the cryogenically frozen fret treatments, the cryogenic fret treatments. They don't do that anymore. Gibson has completely stopped doing that. So, and according to them in their old marketing material, that was supposed to make the frets last up to 4 times longer. If that's the truth, then it's kind of disappointing that they've stopped doing that. It must be a cost-cutting measure. So that's the one downside of moving from the 19 to this newer model. And then up at the headstock, it's the usual, except here's another change. Previously, the Gibson logo was on the The truss rod cover, just like, kind of the late 60s V. Now, more like the 50s, I suppose, it's engraved on the headstock. Now the 50s one, it's engraved kind of this way, it's bigger, but still, that's a nice little touch, I think, to take that extra step. All right, that was my quick video introducing you to the new Flying V from the original collection from Gibson. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff. And until next time, rock on.